When you finally commit to drastically changing your life, you're going to lose a lot of friends. The journey of self-improvement will quickly turn from being an exciting and inspiring one to a very lonely one. And that's okay. The reason for this is that you're no longer doing the same activities you used to do, the same ones you used to do with your friends, the non-productive ones. And you're also going to require a lot of time to yourself, and that's something you're going to realize very quickly when you're on self-improvement. When you're at the gym, when you're focusing on doing your work, and whatever else it is you're doing, a lot of it is just you time. You're going to need to be focused and be completely focused on a task, whatever it is. And you're going to need a lot of time to yourself. You're not going to have as much time to be conversing with many people, especially when you're playing video games or whatever it is. You're not going to have time to do all of that. And another thing you also realize is the crabs in a bucket analogy. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but basically when a crab is trying to climb out of the bucket, the other crabs pull it back down, right? Because they don't want the crab to escape and for them to be stuck there. And that's what's going to happen to you. A lot of the time that's going to happen to you if you do have quite a vibrant social circle, but they're not really on self-improvement or anything like that. Or you could have the situation that I had, which has been the story of my life really, where you've not had that group of friends. I've never had like a solid group of friends, and I've always wanted it. The group of friends, when you think about high school, when you think about people that talk about their college days, back in their college days, and they had like their group of friends that they hung out with. I never really had that. I think back to high school, I've fit into like different groups. I've had like a couple of friends in different groups, but I've never had like my own group, and I've always wanted that. And because I've never had that, I've always felt lonely. Like I'll have maybe friends that I speak to when I'm at school, but when I get home, it's not like I have like best friends that I'm like, oh, let's suit up and go for a road trip right now, and I know exactly the 5 guys I'm going to call that I'm going to go with. Even now when I'm in college, I have like one friend who I've become really close with because he's on self-improvement, and we're always talking and motivating each other, and that's cool. I wish I could have like a group of that, right? And one thing I've learned this year is that it's fine. Like I'm in a period of building, and it's okay to be lonely. And in fact, it's essential to be lonely. It's not only okay to be lonely, you have to learn how to be lonely. Because you've probably heard the quote before about you need to learn to be happy alone, otherwise you'll never be happy in a relationship. And I think it applies in this sort of thing where if you don't learn to be happy alone and you don't learn to build your own character, you're never going to be happy when you're like in a group of other people. Like, yeah, you might temporarily be happy, but your happiness is now reliant on those people. And that's not going to be very good for your life. I know it definitely wouldn't be good for mine, right? It's a character building season you need to go through. And it's okay. You need to learn to do that. And the best part about it, which is what I realize, is that you might even realize when you look back at your friend group, or if you're in my situation, when you look back and you're like, I don't really have any real friends that I can be like, those are my best friends. I can call on them in times of need or whatever it is. You might just realize you don't really have good friends, or you don't like your friends, or your friends are just not good people. Maybe they're just not good people. And you're like, okay, it's fine. I get to get a clean slate. I get to create a clean slate, and I get to pick and choose who comes into my social circle. And it's even better when you're on self-improvement and you know that your value as a person is just going up and up and up, and you're no longer like that person here, like everything about you, your time. I spoke about how your time is going to be dedicated. You're going to need a lot of alone time, so your time is going to become a lot more precious, and you're going to be making sure you know who's going to have access to that time. And when you have a clean slate, you get to pick and choose the types of people you're going to have in your life. I think I'm at that right now. I told you about my one friend that I do have that's on self-improvement, that's a really close friend of mine. Other than that, like, I don't really have like other people I consider real friends. So now, when I'm cultivating my friend group, as I'm meeting new people, I can be like, I like this guy. I like this guy. We get along well. He's on self-improvement. He's got the same mentality as me. I get to bring him into my circle. And you can slowly cultivate that group you want. And I think that's the most beautiful part of being lonely. And it's a self-improvement journey. It's part of the journey. And you need to learn how to do that sort of thing, and find people that you're going to bring into your circle. But this time you get to do it. You get to handpick them, right? And it's very careful and meticulous. It's kind of like, imagine if you're like a father in the future and you have your daughter and she might want to bring like boys home or whatever it is. You do the vetting. You make sure that guy is proper. Otherwise, he's not coming in. And her friends, your sons, your children in general. You make sure that the friends that they bring back home and they're hanging out with, you're vetting. You know, you're making sure that there's no like funny nonsense going on there. And it's the same thing with you. People that have access to your time, the people you're letting into your life, you're safeguarding. And that's fantastic. Now, if you're looking for a place where you can start to do that, you can join my Discord. You know, it's people watching. If you're watching this video and the other people watching this video, you probably have a similar kind of mentality. And so you just join the Discord. It's free. You have nothing to lose. And yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood. And until next time, I'll see you boys.